Okay, now I'm going to show you how to set up a Goodreads account, how to get some shelves going, and how to set up groups for classrooms. I'm going to assume that when you first go to Goodreads that you can handle the sign up process. It's similar to signing up for anything else. You just enter your email address and those sorts of things. So this is similar to what you'll see up on your first login without all friend updates because you don't have many friends yet. The first thing you'll want to do to get started is simply come over here where my cursor is and type in the name of a book. Just any book you'd like. Pretty much anything is in here, so let's just start with something very Potter. We'll do some Harry Potter, and you'll see all the different Harry Potter books come up. When you find the one you want, you might even say, that's not the cover of the one I read. You can click on editions and see all the different editions of this book and find the one that you read. If you'd like to have the same you read, many students do like that, and this is the one that I have in my classroom. So you go and just hover at books to either you've already read it, you are reading it now, or you want to read it. And so if you click, whatever you click on, it's going to that shelf. I'm going to say I already read this book, so now a rating comes up. I can rate this, or I didn't like it, it was okay, I liked it, I really liked it, or it was amazing. So I can go anywhere in here. And so let's say I really liked it. I custom shelves as well, and that's very easy to do. You just go, you have the default shelves, you go to the bottom, you can add a new shelf. I have things like apocalyptic books from college courses, children's literature, down to zombies, young adult, stuff I read in school. Just depends upon your needs. Now in here, you can type out a review of the book. Whatever is as simple or as complex as you like. It's something I would expect a preteen to write. You've got other options down here: the date you book, number of times you've read it, and I know a lot of people reread the Potters, or you can recommend friends. All of that's something to get into later. And you just save it when you're ready, and it'll open your list. So that's how to add a book, and that's a very simple process. The second part of this is how to start a group to add students. Now the first little challenge to this is your students have to have email addresses. This is a lot easier with the older students because most of them have them. If your students don't have email addresses, that's another area to discuss that maybe I can get into some other time. But it's very easy to do this. I'm going to go back to the front. And usually if you just click on the Goodreads logo, it takes you back to this is the front page, the default Goodreads.com. I'll go down, and in my little profile area, which is usually under some sort of advertisement, I'm going to click on Groups. Now that I'm in Groups, I can come over here, and it keeps highlighting everything, but you see where I'm trying to highlight here. I can create a group. A very simple process. Give it a name. You have to give it a short description. The rules are just something that people will see when they come in. It'll actually pop up like the little bubble that you see there. And you need to give it a subtopic. So for us here at school, we usually go student groups, and we go, any of these things in here. For my classroom, it was academic groups. These are very important options for you. If your students have email addresses and you know those, you can your group for it and to invite students individually. What I did in my group is initially I made the group public so that they could search for it, and then when my students logged in, they would search for Mr. Butterworth Gray and join the group with no problem. Once everyone had joined, went and changed this setting to private so that no outside people could get in. It's much easier to start with it public, get everyone in, and then go private. You can always change that setting later. Go through these other settings. You decide if you want non-moderators means can students add books to the shelf of the group, can they add events, and if it meets in real life. Postal code, give it your code. And this is kind of up to you to do none, because if you do a digest or individual emails, you're going to get lots of emails from this. And then go to create. And I'm not going to click create because it will then create one for me. I'm going to take you and show you my group for my class. And so again, I'm going to go back out to the page. I'm going to go down to groups, and I'm going to show you the group that I created for my class. And again, you can add your description here. You can add book very easily just by clicking on upcoming reads, bookshelf. Just click on those links, search the books at the top, and just add them to it. It's that easy. And when students are in, you can start discussions. It's all very straightforward. You just click on discussion board. You can add a new topic, and it'll ask you to make kind of initial posting like it, and that's where you can tell them what to do. Very, very simple process, and there's just so much you can do with this site. Once your students are set loose on it, they can set their picture. Give them a little while to get used to the layout, and then they'll take off with it. There's just options here. The last thing I'll show you is when you're logged in, if you go up and hover over your name, you just are going to My Account. It's where you can change your personal settings. Your name, your gender, your birthday, photo. This is where you can add your photo. This is where you can show up in that initial page. So I hope this has been helpful. This is a start. Obviously this isn't everything, but this is enough to get most people started. Goodreads, a very valuable website that, again, I've used with graders, and I've seen college students use as well. And obviously, I enjoy it as an adult. So this is something I recommend to everyone. I hope you use it. It's free, which always helps too. So enjoy.